All right, I'm going to take you through the 19. All right, Clay, how you doing? I'm about to take you through the second half of your weekly assignment on the culture of the 1920s activity A. Yesterday we did the lecture video and we took our 5 to 8 word notes on the key vocabulary, and we did the matching. And today we're going to be doing the self-guided research topics, radio, movies, and pop culture. So what I've done is I've made a Word document for us here, and I'll be posting all the information down here for us. And if you'd like, I can email you a copy when we are done with the Zoom. So you go ahead and load up the assignment and we'll begin. Now, the self-guided research topics, we'll be scouring the internet, uncovering information on the topics that we learned about in the lecture. So we're going to look at question A. Describe the growth of radio and movies in the 1920s. Now, we could use our information from the lecture, or we could look on the internet, but we'll go here. We'll go back to our lecture, which you can access via the Nearpod. And we talked a lot about movies. They blossomed in the 1920s. There were 20 Hollywood film studios, 800 film releases a year. Silent films were the predominant product. And then radios, because of the electrification of homes, radios start appearing in most American houses, and really kind of picks up steam in the 1920s. And by 1940, we had 83% of American homes with the radio, and all radio and films really connect Americans like never before. And we're going to start having shared experiences. So people can listen to the exact same event at the exact same time that could be happening somewhere in the country where they couldn't reach. Sports, news, music, comedy. So we have all sorts of, the rise of different forms of music becomes popular. We talked about the Grand Ole Opry and blues music and Bessie Smith. So what should we really be writing here? Describe the growth of radios and movies. So we can talk about the 1920s. Due to improvements in technology, such as the widespread availability of electricity, allowed for Americans to connect and share experiences through radio and silent. All right, B. Describe the effects of radio and movies on America in the 1920s. So how did it affect Americans? When we talk about the rise, movies and radio created a new popular culture and celebrity. We talked about movie stars. Chaplin. There were so many movie stars emerging in the 1920s. New music. Really see a new mass culture appear because of the radio and film. Sports stars, we talk about Babe Ruth. So we don't have the, prior to radio and films, most American celebrities were politicians, people in public life. Okay, C. Charlie Chaplin. Who was he? Why is he famous in America? Find and paste a picture of Charlie Chaplin. So who was Charlie Chaplin? Well, we know from our lecture notes, he wasn't actually from the United States, he was from Britain, but I think we need to know a little bit more about Charlie Chaplin. So I think we should actually, this should be our first Google search here. Charlie Chaplin. Let's read a little bit about him. I have become more and more of a fan of Wikipedia over the years. We'll use Wikipedia. I actually donated to Wikipedia last week for their annual fundraiser. Now, it's really important that Charlie Chaplin becomes a worldwide celebrity because of his screen persona, the Tramp. So we can see there, hold our mouse over, there he is as the Tramp. So he did a lot of silent acting, a great use of his physical body for comedy. He's one of the most important figures in the history of the film industry. So what should we really be putting here? He wants to know who was he. So he was one of the most, let's put this, Charlie Chaplin was one of the most famous actors in history, gained fame during the silent film era with his on-screen comedic acting as the Tramp. Why is he famous in America? He does come to the United States. I used to show a biography on Charlie Chaplin. He comes to the United States and he makes his first feature film is The Kid. Very funny movie about Charlie's character and an orphan child, adopted son. Full-length film as a director, so he was a very famous director too. So he directed and he starred in a lot of his own films here. Let's see here. Why did he become famous? It's famous in America. So he took this film company to America and he ends up working for the Keystone Studios. So why don't we say he kind of was one of the first major actors and directors in Hollywood. Silent films, directed the famous movie The Kid. I show that in class. Normally I would show that film in class while you're doing work, but we're not going to be doing that this year. But anyways, we should find a picture. I think we should use his screen persona here, the Tramp. I'm going to get that image and we'll put it in for that. Paste it. There he is. All right, Charlie Chaplin. All right, D, Babe Ruth. Who was he? Why is he famous in America? Find and paste a picture. So we're on Babe Ruth now. We're still in the self-guided research topic 1. Babe Ruth. Well, we know he was the most famous baseball player of the 1920s. First to hit 60 home runs in a season. Sports celebrity. He played for the Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees. So what are we looking for here with Babe Ruth? Let's look at our Babe Ruth here. Wikipedia again, just because I've become so fond of it. All right. He played 22 seasons, nicknamed the Bambino, the Sultan of SWAT. Started as a pitcher for the Red Sox. His greatest fame is a slugging outfielder for the New York Yankees. Ruth is regarded as one of the greatest sports heroes in American culture. He's considered by many to be the greatest baseball player of all time. It's because of his personality. So we have 60 home runs. Well, this is popular with the media, news. Yeah, the SWAT. Remember, baseball was the most popular sport of the time. Connected to the radio here, allowed for more viewers and fans. All right, what are we looking for here? Well, we know why he's famous. Find and paste a picture. So we told why he was famous because he hit all those home runs. We need a picture of Babe Ruth. Which picture do we want to use? Oh, this one's nice. Let's use this one. That's when he was with the Yankees. So there we go. When he's an outfield hitter. All right. So now we're on Bessie Smith. E. You know, from our lecture notes yesterday, Bessie Smith was a very famous blues singer, but we really want to know more. Who was she? Why is she so famous in America? Let's look her up. Well, it's going to stay inside this ecosystem of Wikipedia. There she is. American blues singer, widely renowned during the Jazz Age. That's 1920s is the Jazz Age. Nicknamed the Empress of the Blues. She was the most popular blues singer of the 1920s and 30s. She is often regarded as one of the greatest singers of her era and was a major influence on blues singers as well as jazz vocalists. So, Empress of the Blues. Empress, so she was a blues singer during the Jazz Age. She sold a certain number of records, which is, I think, is what we're going to say about her, why she was so famous. Let's see. Career. 100,000 copies of Crazy Blues. Let's see here. She signed with Columbia Records. That was one of the major film studios. Let's see. Just trying to find the reason, despite her success. She made 160 recordings. One of the best-selling records of their respective releases. Radio benefited her. Even stations in the segregated South played her music, so that's very important. So here she's playing for white-only audiences as well. And we talked a lot about segregation in class. So I think what we're just going to go ahead and do here is sign with the Columbia Records. Radio helped spread her songs. Sold hundreds. Influenced future blues and jazz singers. She died tragically in a car crash, I believe, here. Automobile collision. She's buried in an unmarked grave. Huh. Okay, let's find a nice picture. So we got Bessie Smith. Picture here of her. There we go. Okay, next celebrity. Charles Lindbergh. Who was he? Why is he famous in America? Now, from our lecture yesterday, we know that he's a pilot who flew across the first human to fly across the Atlantic solo on an airplane. Charles Lindbergh. First person to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean from New York to Paris, France. I played I don't know if we watched the video in itself, but he risked it all. He spent all of his money on a plane and he outfitted it himself. He started off as a male pilot who used all his money to buy a plane to fly across the Atlantic because there was a big prize for anybody that could do it. He named his plane Spirit of St. Louis. Becomes a global celebrity. He successfully, sorry about that. Good thing we have spell check. On a picture. We'll stay inside our Wikipedia ecosystem. Charles Lindbergh, there he is. Let's see if we can find a picture of him with his plane. I like this picture. This is a very famous picture of him with his airplane. We're going to paste it right here or here. Not sure why it won't fit. Hang on, let me change our margins. There we go. All right, so now we need to answer our thinking question, which was, which celebrity in quotes was more important? Defend your answer. I mean, you can answer it however you want. What do I think, though? Well, we could ask somebody, and we could ask someone. We could ask Clay. Clay, what do you think? Who's the most important celebrity that we covered here? You can type it into the chat box. Who do we think? I'm going to go ahead and just pick one. I'll go with. This is tough. Very difficult. All right, Clay says Babe Ruth, so we're going to do Babe Ruth, but if you don't feel it's Babe Ruth, go with somebody else. Babe Ruth because, there we go. So you just make sure you defend your answer. And we will get ready for our next research topic. This one, look, oh, it's so much shorter. Country and blues music. Create a 2-column chart and organize each term below into the chart. One column should, of course, I made a huge spelling mistake. Should be labeled country music. The other, this won't take us more than a few moments. I'm gonna make a chart. You can make a chart inside of Kidum. There's a chart option. I'm gonna insert a chart. Has to have 2 columns. So it says for us to label one country music and the other blues music. So we have to know regions of popularity and some of the people connected with it. All right, so I'll give you a minute to create your chart and we'll get started. Country music, blues music. We have 2 cities. So Nashville, which one's Nashville known for country music or blues music? Well, we should know it's country, and Memphis is known for the blues music. Grand Ole Opry. Well, from our lecture notes here, weekly American country music stage concert. So we're going to put Grand Ole Opry here. Thank you. Thanks to our notes. Okay. We have W.C. Handy. Was a composer and musician. He called himself the father of the blues, and he played in Memphis, Tennessee. So that's clearly going to be blues music. Bessie Smith, well, we just did Bessie Smith up here. Blues singer during the Jazz Age. Well, blues singer, so we're going to put Bessie Smith here. That's it. That's all this guided research topic is asking us to do, is categorize these topics. So we're going to call that one done. I'll give you a moment here to get caught up if you need to. I'm going to get the next slide ready. Oh, here we go. It's another short one. Let's take a few minutes here for you all to get caught up and we'll begin. Clay asked a question about attendance. We're taking attendance based upon submitted work this week. So students who do not submit this assignment to me will be put into the absentee folder. But we have all week to complete this. And you joining me right now is going to be able to allow you to complete the assignment early. And I'll be posting this video up for everybody to re-watch if you need to re-watch it. All right, self-guided research topic 3, new technology. Find 3 new technologies that use electricity. We're talking a lot about electricity this week because it helped really change the way Americans lived and entertained themselves. How did it make Americans' lives better? So we need to find technology that made American lives better. For each technology that you find, paste a picture and label it on the slide. So we need 3 new technologies of the 1920s. Now, I mean, I think we could use the one that we can use from our notes. Should be we could put the radio. We could put the Model T, Henry Ford's Model T. So I think we should use 2 from our lecture notes, and we'll have to find another one on using our research on the internet. So we're going to use the radio. Now it's saying, how did it make American lives better? Well, allowed for Americans to stay connected, informed, because they could listen to the news or sports, and entertained. They could listen to comedy shows, sitcoms, music. So radio is incredibly important. We just need to find a picture here of the radio. I want to find a radio from the 1920s. We're going to look on Wikipedia. We're going to type radio in up here. Let's look at, we go down here to, should be a history of radio. Here we go. We're going to go 20th century. We want to find first radio news programs, Detroit, Michigan. CBS network was a radio network originally. Now, of course, they do television. They have a lot of NFL football games. Let's see. We wanted to find a picture of the radio. I don't see a lot of good pictures here. Oh, what about this picture? There we go. So this is 1920s. So notice we talked about the new styles, women's new styles. Look at the short hair here, the cropped hair. This is definitely more of a flapper style that we talked about last week. Okay, we're going to put the picture in. All right, that's great. I love looking at pictures from the past. All right, 2. We're going to do the Model T. So that was the Ford Motor Company mass-produced car. Was affordable to Americans. This allowed people on farms to travel into towns, cities. It allowed people in cities to travel to rural areas. Allowed for Americans to travel further and farther and ever before. Changes the landscape of America. So we're talking about roads, gas stations, hotels and motels. So people are traveling where they need to stay overnight now. So the Model T, so important for American history. Let's find a great picture. Let's find the Model T here. What picture we want? We need our third technology. So we're going to look up some new technology. I think we should do maybe the airplane. Oh, talk about making lives easier. So maybe some household appliance. We'll do the vacuum cleaner. And dishwasher, electric oven, refrigerator. Why don't we do the refrigerator? Say household appliances. Refrigerator. Electric iron. It's made. The refrigerator, of course, keeps food. Another refrigerator. All right, on to the final topic here. Let's see here. Oh, we get to look up silent films. So popular culture. Research 3 of the most popular silent films of the 1920s. Find a movie poster for each and paste it into Kidum. Why was Charlie Chaplin so popular? Locate and paste the movie poster of his 2 most popular films. For each film, write what it was about under the image. C, locate an image of a Model T. Why was this car so popular? How did it change America? And D, who was Bessie Smith? Find her most popular song and paste the lyrics. Why were her songs blues songs? All right, let's start with A here. Research 3 of the most popular silent films. So we're going to look up most popular silent films. 20s. There should be a list that we can find. We're going to use our trusted Wikipedia here. Top grossing silent films in the United States. That's what we want. We're going to the 1920s. So we look at the Charlie Chaplin films. We have 2 of the most highest grossing films of the decade are Charlie Chaplin films. But we're going to save those because I think there's a question here. Why was he Charlie Chaplin so popular, and locate and post his film. So we'll save the Charlie Chaplin one. So we just want 3 other ones from the 1920s. We'll do Ben-Hur. Paste Ben-Hur here and write a little, we'll just what was it about? So we're just going to look up the plot. So it's a religious film. They remake it with Charlton Heston here. We will just, since we're going to just copy this here and paste it. Actually, we don't want to paste it without all the highlighting, so we're going to paste it as plain text. We're going to quote it. Make sure we give that site credit. Okay, we need another film. You can pick whatever you want from this list. I've seen Ben-Hur. That's a good movie. Trying to not use ones from Charlie Chaplin here. So why don't we do, let's wonder what the, here we got a World War I film here, The Big Parade. Remember, this is just following World War I, so now we have a World War I film. It's a Big Parade about. It's a silent war drama film. The film is about an ideal rich boy who joins the U.S. Army sent to France. There we go. Let's just use this nice little short synopsis. We don't want the hyperlinks. Okay, we got The Big Parade. Yeah, we need one more. That was interesting. I wonder what the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse is about. So another epic war film here. So, this is an anti-war film. Look, it beat out Charlie Chaplin's The Kids. We can watch it for free on the Internet Archive. All right. We need the synopsis, though. Plot. Sounds like some feuding here. Just looking for a very brief synopsis. Well, let's just say it's an anti-war film here. We'll watch this later, since it's free on the internet. All right. Now we can go to the next part here. We need, why was Charlie Chaplin so popular? Locate and paste the movie poster of his two most popular films. I think we should cut down some here of Ben-Hur. We put too much in here. All of this is important, though. We'll keep it. All right, Charlie Chaplin. You know his most important films. We just saw him on that chart. Highest grossing film. So we're going to do Gold Rush. There he is as his tramp character. Comedy. So this rogue figure becomes a gold digger, joins a brave optimist determined to face all the pitfalls associated with the search for gold. But I'm going to put here, remember, the rogue figure that they're talking about is this famous tramp character. I'm going to put that here. All right, we need the next film. We're going to go with The Circus. Some of his highest grossing films that we're picking here. So. There we go. There's the synopsis. He's working for a circus. The ringmaster realizes that his tramp character can only be funny unintentionally. So I'm sure a lot of humor ensues. Okay, paste movie poster. Okay, we did that. Okay, then we did Model T. Why was it so popular? How did it change America? Well, shoot, we just did it right here. So I unknowingly did part of another project of the project. So we're going to do this. Some of our previously written work here. Save us a little bit of time since we already used the Model T as a piece of technology. Go up and get our picture. So I guess we should have used a different piece of technology. I forgot that I put a Model T question down here. There's the Model T. We can make it smaller so it fits. There you go. All right, and the last part here is who is Bessie Smith? Find her most popular song and paste the lyrics. We need to find a Bessie Smith song lyrics. And why did she sing about the blues? Well, she had a really difficult life, but we'll get to that in here. Why did she sing the blues? I think we can tell. Let's read about her again, and we can find out. Typically, people sing the blues who are experiencing difficulties in their lives. They want to sing about their troubles. Let's see if Bessie Smith had any troubles here. Early life. Let's see, her brother died. Her parents died. She lived in poverty. I think we should definitely probably put that. Let's find some of her favorite lyrics here. She has a very famous song here, Downhearted Blues. Is there lyrics for this? Have to search. Singing about a relationship. What's it asking us to do here? that answers the question for us. Oh, and did we need another picture? We could find the cover of that album, that record. There's some. Look, she sang a St. Louis blues song that was written by W.C. Handy. All right. That's the project. I just took you through it. I'll have to edit a little bit of this video out, but I'm going to put this up on my website for you to go back and look through if you'd like. And that should be it. Make sure you did everything in the assignment, the lecture notes, your vocab notes, and your matching, and then this project. So I'll post this up here really soon for you.